back to the moon tech stuff.
Well, Russ changed his shirt from the picture. Well, good evening and welcome to Town Talk. And there we are at the Linwood Mill.
Yeah.
I tell you,
refurbished.
It looks
Mill.
good. The mill
he
looks
did a great
great
job.
and all filled up. A lot of
He-
tenants in there.
It's a
He's
beautiful waterfall behind there. You see
brilliant
that?
man.
Nice.
Yeah,
He's
oh,
a
the
brilliant guy.
waterfall. I mean, it's really a really nice place to
Yeah.
visit.
They're just going to have to do something with that Mumford River because it's moving so slow. It's getting clogged.
Oh,
All of the algae and all of the overgrowth is
Yep.
clogging it
well,
up.
in the pond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's awful.
that's the problem with getting any pond. Except I'll tell you, for Riverdale Pond seems to work
Yeah,
well.
because it has enough chemicals in it.
Yeah.
So does, I mean, you're not getting, well, no, actually, Arcade's starting to get overgrown a little bit. I was shocked because I figured that enough, if they stirred up the bottom a little bit, it'd probably kill everything.
Yeah. Well, Arcade's going to start filling up because all that water that they drained out of the school site's going to go in there.
Hey, they're pumping concrete today.
Ooh, so they're starting to put
They're
the
putting
they
the
were putting
foundation
They
in.
were putting the footings in. I heard they were going to be putting the footings in.
Well, if they're putting the footings in, they put the foundation in
Oh.
because you pump concrete for foundations. So,
Oh,
but they're still cracking rocks and whatnot. Yeah, it's been entertaining.
You can hear
I
it?
had a little slide, lost part of my fence. Had to put that back up Sunday. Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
whatever.
oh, you weren't included in the new fence then. You already had a fence.
Behind my house is the school fence,
Yep.
but on the side with the apartments is my own,
Ah,
what do you call it, vinyl fence.
right.
And I came home the other night.
From the wind or
Really?
Well, it was a combination of the wind and when they dug out from behind
Yeah,
there,
weakened.
it weakened all of that and it ran into there and it exposed the footings
Oh,
and the whole pipe, what do you call, pole went
Yeah.
down with it. So had to rebuild that. That was fun this weekend.
Yeah.
because the people on Mason Road are getting a fence.
Yes. Yeah, we're getting. Yeah, you did it. The 7.5 foot white fence,
Right.
not 8.
Well, we said
7.5.
We said 6 to 8, so they compromised, right?
It'll be nice.
7 to 8. We said 7 to 8, and they compromised.
Yeah.
It was 7.5.
Met you halfway.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's good because I mean, you need something.
Oh, you do. You have to have a buffer,
Everything was removed.
and then they have to figure out where the evacuation gate's going to be.
Yeah.
That's it. Still working on it because the neighbors haven't decided which house they want to do that at. One has a pool now,
Yeah.
where the old evacuation fence is now a pool.
Oh.
So you can't have the kids running into a pool.
No,
Or,
no,
you
no.
know.
You can't evacuate across the property where there's a
Right.
pool.
Right. So they're going to probably move down one. It's a sick world we have live in that we have to have an evacuation route.
I know. You know, you used to have fire drills and you could evacuate outside the building.
Uh-huh.
But now we got to get away from the building because you don't know if you got a shooter.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And they actually did a drill with the kids
Yeah.
in case there's a problem with the construction to get away from
yeah.
it. And we actually had the chief of police actually was working and did something productive. He was directing the kids.
Oh.
I was laughing at him.
Yeah. You know, as a kid, is when I was going to high school when we had our first bomb scare.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was because somebody wanted to get out of a test.
Exactly what it was.
course it was.
Exactly
Come
what
on.
it was.
Wasn't a real bomb.
No.
No. I remember all the buses pulled up and all of a sudden there's, nobody, you can't get off, hold off. There was everyone going back home. And that was the first bomb scare.
Somebody didn't study for their math test.
Yep. I don't know if they ever caught the guy. I can't remember.
The guy that didn't want to take the test?
That was
Well,
a-
you didn't have what you have now.
No.
You didn't, I mean, you could call from a payphone.
Right.
What are you going to do, go look at the payphone?
I know. Not.
You didn't
No,
have
every
cell
company,
phones.
they know who you are.
Oh, hell yeah. You don't get away with anything.
Nope. Even if you
Cameras.
block it, they can call a phone company and find
Right.
out who you are.
Yep.
Oh, if you call for a fake bomb scare, you say?
If you call any kind of scare,
Any kind of, yeah.
and you call from a cell phone or you call, no matter what you call from, they're gonna,
They're going to be able to backtrack it.
yeah, they can
I
trace
called,
that call instantly.
I called 911 one time in the morning. I was driving very early in the morning, and there was somebody in front of me going like this on the road. And I thought, this guy is gonna either kill himself or kill other people.
Yep.
So I called up, and I said, "Hey, there's a guy here. I'm on Route 90, and where exactly are you?" I says, "Oh, I think he's exit whatever." I try to tell him he's just driving very erratically. So I just called him because, all right, I'll take care of it. Chop. They locked my phone.
Yeah. They locked it.
Yeah.
So you couldn't use it?
I couldn't use it. I was there, and they still had it. It's kind of like
Yeah, they were
couldn't-
pinging you.
Yeah,
They were following you.
Yeah.
Your GPS. Yeah.
yeah.
I had a similar situation. I was on the pike once, and this car was flying in and out. It was an Impala, just black Impala. Never forget it. I called CPAC because I had the number for one of the guys, a friend of mine. I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
you guys got to get somebody out here. This guy's going to kill somebody." He goes, "What's he driving?" I said, "This is the license plate number. It's a black Impala." He goes, "Get out of his way. He's late for a deposition." It was their captain. Like, oh, that's just great. Yeah. And I knew him too, but I didn't. You can't see in the car.
Right. Right.
He's going to kill somebody. Oh, good. It's a cop.
Oh
Great.
Okay,
man.
Right after 9/11, I was out in Shutesbury. You know where Shutesbury is?
Sure do.
Yeah, right along the Quabbin Reservoir.
Yeah.
And there's nothing out there.
Nothing.
And
Not even snakes.
no. And this van from New Jersey with
boy.
Jersey plates and 3 Arab guys sitting in the front seat
Oy vey.
comes by, right? And that's when they said, if you see something,
Say something.
say something because you don't know. And here's the Quabbin.
Uh-huh.
They got a box truck.
Yeah.
Who's to say they're not going to throw
Poison
something?
it. Yeah.
Poison it, yeah. So I called the state police. And they said, where is that? I don't know who I got, but I got somebody, a dispatcher somewhere. And I'm trying to explain Shutesbury, and it's next to the Quabbin. And near New Salem. Well, where's that?
There's a lot of places out that way you don't know what they
Yeah.
are. I love when I go to New York now. I go to Florida, New York.
Yeah.
Florida. Paris, New York.
There's Mexico,
oh,
New
it's
York, too.
it's
Upstate New York.
Florida,
Mexico.
Massachusetts, out of the Mohawk
Yeah.
Trail.
Yep.
And in the winter, they'll say the temperature was 12 below in Florida today. Florida, Mass,
Yeah.
up in the mountains. Yeah. It's a lot of places like that, though, that have similar names.
Did you see they put the date on the meeting for the firehouse?
Yeah,
It's the 20th.
yeah,
It came out. I saw it on the.
yeah. It's going to be at the middle school, I
Yep.
guess. High school or middle school?
I'd have to. Look
No,
it up.
high school. I think the high school auditorium.
It's,
Because they want us to tape it, and we can't do that. That's going to be done through the school. They have all the facilities there. We don't have any.
Gotcha.
So Bill sent them to the guy that handled the school.
I'll tell you who has a nice auditorium. It's too small. They have a nice auditorium. Whitenville Christian.
Well, he did a beautiful
What
job.
a beautiful job they did. Whew. I went to a band concert there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Their chorus and they're just fabulous.
Huh.
Yep.
Really, really good job. Yeah.
Nice.
I'll tell you, you want to see a place. Oh, my God.
I did.
I mean, this place here in Uxbridge, the Church of Nativity, I think it's called, on Route 16 in Uxbridge.
Hmm.
And they built a beautiful church up on the hill. Whoa, I went there they asked me to come in and run the camera for the Christmas show. They do a combined Christmas show with the Christian school, with the Winesville Christian
Oh yes.
School.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to see the
You know
Christmas concert.
They got a setup in there to tape like you'd find in a major studio.
Amazing.
Unbelievable. And cameras everywhere, and the director has got all kinds of computers in front of him. He's got all kinds of screens, and what a beautiful place. Oh my God, it cost a fortune.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just speaking of all the directing and all of that stuff, 5 days and Disney has its own channel.
All right. It was that
5 days.
What do you mean by their own? Oh,
Disney's coming out with their own TV channel.
oh, streaming, yeah.
streaming.
And you won't. Netflix won't have any Disney on it anymore. Hulu won't have any. They're
Right.
pulling all of it out and have their own.
That's
Yeah.
gonna be brutal for them.
Oh, they own everything. They own all
Well,
the studios.
this is the trend. Everything's going to be streaming.
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have to worry about going on the. Well, they have Disney Channel on cable now.
Right, but that's different.
This will be a streaming channel.
So they own Marvel too, don't they? And they
Mm-hmm.
own Star Wars too.
Yeah.
So they're gonna dominate. It's like crazy.
Oh, they're buying
They-
everything up.
They bought
Yeah.
Pixar. You get Disney.
Pixar. Yeah.
They just bought last summer. They just bought Blue Sky.
They own ABC,
Yeah.
ESPN.
Oh, and
Fox.
Fox too.
Fox.
Yeah. Except for the news, I think.
Yeah, they
Yeah, the
bought
only
the
thing
Fox
I know is-
Isn't
Entertainment.
that crazy? That's a lot of money.
Go ahead, Carl. You're on.
Hey guys, how you doing?
All right.
Hey.
Oh, we haven't heard from you.
Yeah, I've been caught up with some stuff, and my brother evacuated out of California, so I've been helping him relocate down in Rhode Island. So
Oh, one of the many.
I've been kind of busy with things, you know.
One of the
Wow.
many leaving California.
Yeah, he said it was hard to get a U-Haul truck.
Yeah, it is. People are leaving there left and right.
Yeah, he said there was. Yeah, he said you can get one. He had to wait to get one, and like I said, it was he said a big long list to get those. Because like you said, people are bugging out of there.
Do you blame them?
No.
I don't want them. I don't want some of them moving here though.
No, those people have too much money. They're not going anywhere.
Right.
They said the bulk of people moving out are conservatives. So
Right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good because I mean, how could you live go and buy those conditions every day?
yeah.
God.
The rest of them are going to get on the plane and go to Canada, like they said they were going to do if Trump got in.
Yeah, I haven't seen them leave yet.
Yeah. Well, the plane's still sitting there waiting.
Yeah. So what's going on, Barry?
Hey, I think that meeting's been changed to the 21st, Russ.
I just got it this morning.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was changed to the 21st at the high school.
Okay, I'll look it
I
up.
know it's at the high school. It's in a high school auditorium.
Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, that should be good. A lot of questions on that.
Well, I'll be there, and I know what the question I'll ask.
What are you going to ask, Russ?
Why aren't we going for a public safety building?
I know that.
Doesn't make any sense. This building,
Hopefully we get some grants like you were talking about last week.
this building isn't a real police station. It was taken over and made into a police station. And you got a 100 and some odd year old fire station. You can't get grants for either one, but you can get grants if you do them together. And that it doesn't make any sense why we're not doing that.
If you do a public safety building, you can get a grant. If you do a fire station or police station, you don't get a grant.
No.
Right, because now I know there was something in the spring of 2018 where they mentioned a $2 million grant to rehab the Rockdale fire station. I don't know whatever happened with that. If it,
Well, they had to do it. They couldn't get the truck in. The truck was too heavy.
Had to shore up the
Right,
floor.
right.
They had to, yeah, that was $2 million to shore up the floor.
right.
But you know, in the private sector, for $2 million, you could put up a pretty damn good building.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got the prevailing wage
Yep.
and all that other stuff.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And but I know, like years ago, I talked to a town official because I mentioned, the 21 acres across from the sewer treatment plant, and they said they wouldn't move the fire station out of the Whitensville area because of it would impact residential and commercial
Well,
insurance.
You
Because
you got to look at population density and industry,
right,
and you have to be a certain close to it.
right.
I believe the
that,
Goulet property qualifies.
Right, because they said like the shop and the town hall and a lot of the commercial industry that's in Whitensville and even residential, your home insurance rates would go up because
Oh, yeah.
the response time would be changed,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and that's why that town official wasn't in favor of moving it down into the center of like down in that area.
Yep. Well, the only benefit they have to the Goulet property is it's within, I think it's within 16th of a mile of Benson Road, which leads you to Hill, which gives you the direct to the shop,
Right.
Douglas Road, all of that. So I think that's their thinking. Because if you had it closer down to where the police station is, and you had to go down through the center of town, you're not making it.
No.
You're not making it.
And because I know the BPCC years ago did a comprehensive plan on that fire station, and their thought was to put a big new modular addition on the rear of the present fire station, and then when that modular addition was done, they were going to move the apparatuses in there, and then rehab the other part. And but that, you know, I don't know what they want to do, but I remember that was one thing that they talked about. And then there was talk about getting some other land up in around where the present fire station was.
Well, yeah, that was land owned by the shop, but that's not available anymore.
No, he's renting that out to tractor trailers now. He gets a fee to put those tractor trailers in there every night.
Right, he's not giving up that land.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
And the thing is, Barry, you want a place where you can pull in by the rear,
Yeah, and
so
in
they're
and
not
out.
backing in.
Yep.
Right.
And that building, rehab isn't the way to go. Rehab is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
It costs twice as much to rehab a building than to build a building. And there's no value to that building that's there now. That thing should be raised.
Oh yeah.
Right. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what other sites that they looked at besides the, what other sites they looked at besides just the, the Riverdale Park area there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one I heard about, but I'm sure there's other spots. I mean,
Well, the key to what they want, what they've got, is the fact that they already own the land.
right.
I mean, I know there's a lot of other town-owned land in town that's laying vacant also.
Not as much as you think.
Yeah.
People got the illusion there's a lot. There isn't a lot. And some of it's not really buildable.
Yeah. What about the 5 acres off of Fowler Street, Harry, the old Rockdale Centertown Common?
Oh, wait a minute. Off of Fall Road, that piece, I walked up to that one time with the planning board. Number one, it's a hell of a ways up off of Fowler Road, and it's not that big.
I thought someone said there's like 5 acres. There used to be the old Northbridge Center Common.
Well, Northbridge Center Common is still there. That's where the water tank is.
Yeah. I was
Right.
gonna say.
No, this was off of Fowler Road.
Yeah, that was there's a name on it. There's someone's name on it. I think it was donated land. But you got a big gully there. You'd have to do a lot of fill.
Wind up like a Grafton problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's nothing stopping the town from selling that to use that money to offset the cost of the fire station.
Yeah, but who would buy it?
The taxpayers also.
Who would buy it? You're surrounded by private property.
Well, I mean, it all depends. You have to put it up for sale. I mean, maybe a builder might buy it.
I don't know. It's a tough area to develop. That's why you haven't seen it developed.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things now that they can, because there was talk that 21 acres could never be developed, but they're saying that now can be developed. So I don't know. It's
Well, wait, anything can be developed. It's what's it cost.
right.
When a builder looks at it, he says, what can I get for the homes? How many can I get in there? And what's it going to cost me to build a road?
Right. I mean, a lot of it. Right. Or if the town decides to keep a lot of this land, they can put some solar on it and use that solar money to offset the cost of the new fire station.
Yeah, if the solar company wants to. See, that's starting to dry up now. But I give you an example. Shiny Rocks. I told Fred when he was building that. I says, Fred, I know that land. I know what you're going to put that road in. That's a tough break. That's a tough area to go through. It's all ledge. He said, oh, I think we can make it. Well, he made it all. He went bankrupt because the cost of building that road was just too much. It couldn't get a return on the housing, on the lots.
Right.
And this is what you're up against in a lot of places.
Right, well,
We got
I'm
guys
saying-
now that have
I'm
built.
saying if it's not buildable, maybe it could be. There's some land out there that the town could put solar on, like that 21 acres across from the sewer treatment plant, or property down at the sewer treatment plant that's not being used, and even
That'd be a
some of
great
the
idea.
landfills, and that money could be used to help offset the cost of the fire
yeah, they I mean they could put it down the sewer beds.
Right.
That'd be awesome. They
I
they
mean-
just sit there doing nothing.
And I mean, because
There's a ton of
this February, the taxpayers are going to get the first snapshot of some of all the things that have been passed. But February 2021, that's when the property tax bill is really going to hit home.
well, yeah, you're gonna have the next payment for the school is gonna come up because they're gonna be at that point.
Right. So I mean, if if the town can come up with some offsets to help the taxpayers, because I'm hearing anywhere between 8 to 20 million for this fire station. So
Oh, easily.
That'll be interesting at the meeting.
But you're gonna look at it. If they sold all the town land, how much you gonna get for it?
no.
You'd be lucky if you got $1 million.
Right. Well, I mean, what are they going to do? Like, say if they move the fire station down there, what are they going to do with the old fire station?
Well, that's a
back
good
to
question.
shop.
School and the old Rockdale fire station. If that's not combined, could the town sell that property?
Well, I would imagine that. I don't know about the Waynesville fire station. I don't know how the deed is on that. Some of these deeds reverted back to the shop.
Right. I mean, we don't even know if there's any deed restrictions on the Riverdale Park, right?
I don't know. I don't know how that land came about.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you knew the history of that.
I don't know. They call it the Goulet property, so I imagine the Goulet family donated it.
Right, and you don't know if they put a deed restriction that it had.
Well, generally not. I mean, deed restrictions were done by the White Machine Works
Well,
back when they were in
it can be done by
operation,
any person.
because they wanted to make sure they got it back.
Well, hopefully they check that all out.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they checked it out.
Yeah, yeah. But
I'm-
I wanted to say a shout out to the DPW for the new LED street lights. Those are really nice. I mean,
Yeah, they are.
nights when it was raining out, you can really see at night. Down with
Yeah,
the
they're much brighter than the
LED
other ones.
streetlights.
Amazing the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They put one in front of my house. I'm like,
yeah, it's
Jesus.
it's so much
it
brighter.
lights up the whole street,
Yeah,
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
and
and
they
it
use
doesn't diffuse back. It diffuses lengthwise.
right.
Yeah.
They with the way that the globe is set now,
Yeah.
instead of diffusing all ways, it diffuses lengthwise.
Yeah, along the road.
It's really amazing.
Yeah, like I said, a big Northbridge thank you to the DPW for that.
And that's an enormous savings on the electric
Oh
bill.
heck yeah!
Oh yeah,
But
that also helps out.
Yeah, well, you probably didn't see last week. We were having a discussion about the ridiculousness of the fact that we have fire apparatus rotting behind the firehouse.
Right, they used to have surplus property.
Sell it off. Sell it off.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, that anything to help with bring some revenue in the.
if you got $100 for it, it's $100 you didn't have, and it's just sitting there anyway.
Right. You're going to have to scrap it if you don't do it.
Yeah,
I mean, here's this excellent community group that's doing the wreaths for the town to put on the light poles, and I mean, that a couple $100 to help them out, that'd be great. Out of it, I mean, I still can't figure out of a $43 million budget that the town can't come up with a couple $100 to help that excellent group out. But that's just my thought,
well, they're looking for money. They're looking for a way now to take the lights they're going to be taking down at LaSalle Field. They put them over here for the Little League.
Mhm.
I don't know how they're going to pull that off.
Well, if they put it in.
Why are they taking the lights down in
contract,
LaSalle?
That's something up
They
to
put
the-
new ones.
Oh, okay. When they put the new
to the
field in.
PCC and the contractor to work out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's something you try to work out with the contractor.
Right, right.
But that's another thing that's going to be added to the tax bill.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and then
The field and the track.
Yeah, well, and because the other thing too is you have to. There's an 8-year warranty with the turf field, and that there's certain things that have to be done to maintain that warranty, and there's a cost on that. And then if they go with the regular type turf field, that has to be replaced every 8 to 10 years, and that's not cheap. So.
But you say that, but
these are things that if the people want it, then they're going to have to pay for it.
how much are we spending maintaining that grass field?
I don't know, Harry, because when they gave the figure, they didn't just institutionalize the figure to LaSalle Field. They gave the figure on all the fields down
Well, when I was a kid, the field was always in great shape, and we had Mr. Anderson was the only groundskeeper.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how, they did it. But I guess they had two groundskeepers at one time, and I heard now they're only down to one. But I know a turf field has to be highly maintained because you just can't have Billy Bob maintaining a turf field. But that's just my thought.
Well, we have maintenance problems all over town. They're
Yes.
finally starting to do something. I told you, you're going for a new school, and you get out of high school, and the sidewalks are falling apart.
Right.
Well, here's a new school, and you didn't maintain the one you got.
Yep.
Well, a town official told me, Harry, that the town's going to be getting $300,000 a year from all these solar projects, and it's supposed to go to town buildings and town facilities.
Yes, it's going into a maintenance fund. That was voted on at town meeting.
Right. So I mean, there's money for the Veterans Hall also, then, right?
For maintenance, not for oil and
Right.
electricity.
So, yeah. So I mean, because they were looking. I thought they were looking for some maintenance money for the old.
No, they're going to do the maintenance.
Oh, okay.
They're going to do their own remodeling.
Mm-hmm.
Their concern was remodeling it and then being told after they spent the money that they have to get out.
Right.
So that's why they're looking for a long-term lease.
Yeah, I mean,
Who owns it?
hopefully they'll work
Town.
something out there.
Oh,
Because
How can you tell them to get out?
they all sounded like they said
could.
they support the veterans.
Right. But that's an issue in itself.
Yeah. Hey, just one last thought. If you go down at the National Guard Armory, they got a big parking lot there, and a lot of it there's grass and the fields coming through. And do you think that it would help out the traffic situation down there? Like if they could work out a deal with the state for the contractors to park in there, and maybe like work out a deal that they would cut the grass so the grass coming through the parking lot in the armory there. And I mean, the state would probably just do like a 2-paragraph disclaimer on liability, but that would the contractors could park right in there. It might take some of that traffic away from the school, but just a thought.
Have you seen what they did to the schoolyard?
No, I know you were going to check about the sign being posted on there.
Well, the sign was down. Then I asked them about it. It was put back up, and then
Now it's
they
done
destroyed.
again.
Well, they destroyed the fence again.
Yep.
So they had a new fence company putting the fence back up today, and widening it because these vehicles come through. They're monsters,
Right.
and they tore. So, but they paved the whole thing.
Oh,
The whole where that fence is, where the opening in the fence is, to the right is all paved.
Yeah.
That's the parking lot for all the workers going into work at the school because they're pumping
Yeah.
concrete today.
That was all considered in the plans.
Right. And then they're going to have to dig that out
Right.
and put the turf fields in.
Yep.
But what they're doing, which I think is wrong, is they're staging tractor trailers and dump trucks on Lake, so it's now a 1-lane road.
wow.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah. What they do is they park down,
They're staging till it opens.
and because they can't unload them each time,
Right.
so they stage 2 or 3 vehicles on Lake till they're ready for the guy to let them in to unload, and then another one comes out, and then another one goes in. So they're staging 2 or 3 dump trucks and tractor trailer dumps on Lake, which shuts it down to 1 lane,
Wow.
which is very problematic. You're right. They should use that parking lot
And
when the National Guard's not there.
yeah, I mean, and another thing too is like the days that the school is not in session, like on, like with the holidays and vacation time. Maybe also use another route, like going out to North Main or Arcade and going out that way to give the residents on Lake Street a break.
Well,
Do you want to hear the real kicker to that? They can't make the turns
that's
because of the bump outs.
right. It's too sharp a turn there.
They can't
Too
make
narrow.
the turn.
Too narrow.
Go up Arcade Street.
Yeah, they can't go up Arcade. They can only go on Lake.
Well, you wouldn't want them on Arcade because it's in bad shape now.
Yeah,
It'd
it's
really
tough.
be wrecked.
No, I mean just like on when the schools are on vacation or days off, just to give a little breather to the people on Lake Street.
They can't make the corners.
Okay,
No.
okay.
If they went out to North Main, it's the same way. It's too tough to make that corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, whatever they can do to, to help the people on Lake Street,
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing they can do. I mean, once construction starts, once they get done with the groundwork, get the foundation in, it's not going to be as much traffic. They're going to be bringing the steel in,
Right.
but those are a couple of deliveries a week maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the work will be done on site. There won't be that much traffic going in and
Yeah,
out.
but you realize what you got to bring in? You got to bring in steel. You got to bring in Den's glass. You got to bring in the windows. You got to bring in whatever you're going to use on the outside. I haven't looked to see what they're going to use on the outside of the school.
Brick,
They're going to use brick?
as far as I know.
Okay, I thought they were going to use some of the
Yeah, I mean, well,
some of the ACM panels.
Harry.
That's a lot of product coming in there.
Right, but it doesn't come all one day.
No, no.
It's broken down over the course of time.
Right now, you just got so much site work and rocks being cracked and taken in and out of there and
Yeah.
different.
They have a lot that has to go out, and they have some that has to come in. So
Actually, it's amazing to watch how much is going in.
Yeah. Oh, and
filling that swamp.
lastly, guys, that was nice that they gave a recognition to Harold at the Board of Selectmen's meeting. So, I mean, after his what did Harold do? Like 50 years as a town moderator?
45. 45.
Oh, 45. Yeah, that was nice that they recognized him.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah.
It's true. Like I didn't know he was a lieutenant colonel.
Yeah, he was in the military. I think
Oh, okay.
Korean War.
Right. All right. Hey, I'll let somebody else call in. You guys stay safe and stay well. And if I don't see you guys, have a good Thanksgiving.
All right.
You also.
Okay. Bye bye.
Oh, come on, there we go. Okay. Yeah. Well, I got over 25 years on a cable. Well, I had a little break there, about a year, on the cable advisory, if you remember. Like you got a break at the same time.
Yep. Yep.
It's the same people do everything in town. That's
Yeah.
the, I
No,
mean,
that's it.
it's not that I want to. No one else wants to do it.
Right.
I'll give up any seat I got for somebody who wants to come in and do it.
You know what's interesting is that you always see that no matter what it is. Like when I don't know if you have, how old are your kids?
My kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're up
Older.
there.
They're older. They've been past high school graduation and all of that nonsense.
They're
So-
married.
So in high school they
Yeah.
have a thing called Operation Graduation.
yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's always the same people that help that. And there's a whole bunch of people that just stand by the wayside and go, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yep.
Well, if you don't do it, it doesn't get done.
Exactly.
Do you know that we used, and they can't do it anymore, we used to work in the top of the fire station.
I know they had to put it all together up there,
Yep.
and they can't use
And
it
then
anymore.
they used to put everything on the elevator,
Yep.
bring it down, and Breeze put one of his trucks out there.
Yep.
We loaded it on the truck. We took it to the community center, set the whole thing up in the community center, and then take it down the next day.
Yep.
And they don't do that anymore.
No.
And those were big parties. Those were big parties.
Well, they still had the big parties.
Yeah, but it's not in the community center anymore.
No, it was
It's at roller rinks and crap.
yeah. Yeah, because
Those were
because
huge.
you don't have the people to put it together.
Right. That was huge. I remember one year was Survivor. One of the years was Wizard of Oz. One year was
Well, yeah, my younger son graduated from Valley Tech, so he wasn't part of that. My oldest son graduated from Northbridge. They had it at the Bomber School that year because that's when they were doing renovations at the community center.
okay.
And the theme was Disney.
There you go.
And I actually taped it and put a show together for NCTV.
Oh, cool.
And I put Disney music in it. And I remember at the time the director says, I don't know if you should do that. Disney's pretty tough on their.
Yeah.
I said, "But back then we weren't on the internet. I says, who the hell from Disney's going to see this?
Yeah. Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
There was some amazing things. One of the guys, matter of fact, he was a cop. He just retired. He created this Tin Man for the Wizard of Oz one. You would swear he was going to move any minute. Somebody else, and I don't remember who it was, and shame on me.
Did he live on Benson Road? The guy got
Yeah.
he's got it in front of his house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still there.
And Another guy did the Scarecrow,
Yeah.
and nobody did the Cowardly Lion. So somebody got a Cowardly Lion real from the Union Hall in Boston, Cowardly Lion costume, and was the Cowardly Lion for the night. And you'd never guess in a million years who that was.
I was trying to picture him as a cowardly lion. Can you see him?
It was you.
Yeah. And it was so much fun because I didn't move.
You
And
didn't
like
say
people would
anything?
walk by and I would touch them. And they'd be like,
So you had to stand there?
oh, and then I had so much fun. I was doing crazy things to people. I would walk behind people because I knew how to do the.
The Tin Man, the Tin Man he made a Tin Man. He didn't
Yeah.
put-
Oh no,
there
it was
nobody.
no, it was nobody in it. It was
Right.
just but it was how he did the eyes and stuff. They were like,
Oh, I know.
it looked real.
Yeah.
I mean, you thought it was going to move. Well, that was the
But out of
lure.
the three, you're the only one who was
Right.
wise.
The lure of it was that you knew they weren't real, and
was
I
the
was
real
just,
one.
and I was real, and I would move, scared the hell out of everybody. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
It's a great movie.
I walked behind my daughter for a couple of minutes, and she turned around and smacked me. She didn't know why. She didn't know it was me.
Ask him to do the cowardly lion thing.
I love that character.
Have you seen the speech on that movie? Have you listened to it? The guy that comes in and gives them all the awards. It's a great speech.
Is he?
It's a great piece of writing there.
Oh, you mean in the Wizard of Oz
The
movie?
wizard comes and gives him awards.
Yeah.
And he tells them why they're getting the
Oh,
awards.
yeah, yeah.
It's an incredible. If you read it, it's incredible. It's a kind of a beautiful.
Yeah, I like the way he
It
says,
is very
I
cool.
like what he says to the Scarecrow. There's people, there's
Yes.
people who get these degrees,
Yeah,
and they call them doctors, and they don't know any more than you know.
yeah, yeah. He says
They just
something
have
to
a
all
piece
them.
of paper.
That's right. And the other one was like people who do the fill good deed doers.
Yeah, just check it out sometime. Like, pay attention to it again.
It is. Some of the stuff you don't catch right away.
Yeah.
Is really cool.
It's really nice.
They have a thing going on. My son tried to see if I wanted to go. I love watching the Christmas Vacation. It's one of my favorite
Oh.
movies.
Yes, Chevy Chase.
So they have a thing. So here he is. They have a thing at the Hanover where you go there, watch the movie, and then Chevy Chase is going to be there for a question and answer period.
Yeah.
But
That's
I have
com-
to be in New York.
Oh, that's coming up?
Yeah, no, it's in
Oh.
November. It's in the end of
Oh.
November.
What about Randy Quaid? Is he gonna be there?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's
What
back
was
in the
name of it?
country yet.
Uncle what? What? Where was he?
He's out of the country.
Oh, what? He did
Tax
that?
evasion.
Oh,
He's
is
in
that right?
Canada.
No way.
Oh yeah, he owes so much taxes, and he's in Canada.
Yeah, he's one of the ones that did move.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't because of that. It was
No,
because
no.
he owes the federal
know.
government millions of dollars in
is
back
he?
taxes.
Uncle something in the movie?
I know it's Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie. All right.
Cousin Eddie. If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be any more surprised than I am right
You
here.
don't
now.
like the first one better? The first Vacation. That's the.
Oh, it's a
the
great
best
one, but
yeah.
Christmas Vacation reminds me of the family coming to the house, and
Yeah.
it's just. I probably watch it 3 times during the Christmas season.
National Lampoon did a good job.
Oh,
with
they
the
were
movies.
terrific. They did. I think I've told this story a million times. They did a program in New York City at the bitter end to spoof Woodstock, and I went in to see it a few times. It was called National Lampoon's Lemmings Show.
Right?
We know what lemmings are.
Yeah.
So it was a festival of music and offing. Anybody want to get run over by a tractor? Go over here. Anybody? But it was Gilda Radner, a woman by the name of, I'll never forget her, Alice Playton. She had the most phenomenal voice I ever did. She wound up doing kids theater. John Belushi was in it. Aykroyd was in it.
Oh, the greats.
And they were from me to that green screen.
That's when SNL was good.
It was just before they went into SNL.
Oh, is that right?
It was just
Oh,
before.
wow.
So they were literally destitute living in an apartment. They had just
Yeah.
come from, they were all in Second City. They got involved with National Lampoon, and then they went to New York City, and that's when they created SNL. And they would come and sit with you and have a drink if you'd buy them a drink, because they were all living in one or two apartments.
Yep.
All of them. It was amazing.
Oh yeah. I mean, Second City spawned a lot of great
Yeah.
comedians.
Yeah.
Jim Belushi was one of the greats.
Yeah, Jim
Yep.
Belushi, John Belushi.
Very, very funny.
Yeah. John
Very
Belushi.
funny man.
If you ever met him, hi, how are you?
Really?
Jack and Coke.
John?
Yeah, quiet.
Really?
Very introverted. If you'd ask him what do you want to drink, he'd go, just Jack and Coke. He would like whisper. It was hysterical.
Animal House has got to be one
Oh,
of the funniest movies.
Well, they say it's
ever
the
made.
funniest movie.
Yeah.
It's still rated one of the funniest movies.
Oh, unbelievable.
He was funny.
I love it when he's sitting in the dining hall. He says, "Here's a pimple."
Yeah.
Guess what I am?
That's what I am.
Get it?
Those were some great movies.
Oh,
See, I love to laugh. So those movies are
doesn't?
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I always liked the the Marx Brothers,
oh,
the Marx
fantastic.
the Abbott and Costellos,
Yep.
and you know it's funny. Even Animal House, you talk to some of the kids and say, "I'll throw a line out," and they're like, "What? What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Animal House. What's that?" I'm like, "You're kidding me, right?"
Yeah.
How could you have not seen Animal House? How could you have not seen? Well, if you come to my house, you're going to see Christmas Vacation. I don't care.
Yep.
But oh yeah, the duck soup and
I got all of Marx Brothers movies.
Oh, do you? So do I.
I love the Marx Brothers.
oh my god.
Groucho is the greatest
Oh.
one-liner
Oh, yeah.
guy in the world.
Yeah. Very
When he had that
too.
show.
Very talented.
The classic one. I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got my pajamas, I'll never know. I mean, the guy was. A lot of this stuff, it came right off the top of his
Oh
head
yeah.
in the movie.
I mean, Lydia, the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Lydia, the tattooed lady.
Yeah.
Who the hell came up with that song? But they had that stuff.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal.
He would make that stuff up.
Oh yeah.
And you
Well,
know,
talk about making stuff up. You know, in Christmas Vacation, you know when he goes to diatribe about his boss,
yeah,
it's all made up.
no kidding.
He was out of his mind, out of his mind on painkillers. Because when he fell off the roof with the
Yeah.
ladder,
Yeah.
he fell off the roof. He fell into the bushes and got hurt.
Wow.
And they gave him painkillers, and he couldn't remember the line, so he just did it by. Yeah.
See, those are good comedians.
Oh.
They come right off the cuff.
Oh yeah,
Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
If you ever watch Groucho Marx, You Bet Your Life.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God!
Say the magic word, the duck come down.
Yeah, you roll on the ground.
They got
Yeah.
them all. They got them all on YouTube. You can watch them
Yeah,
all now.
I watch them.
Yeah. It's very funny.
Oh yeah, he was hot stuff. There you go.
Quick.
It was Groucho now.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
started we started something.
It could be Harpo.
Oh.
Go ahead, you're on.
Hey, you're just talking about Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
Remember the show? Remember the show we had?
You
Yeah,
bet your life.
you bet your life.
You bet your life.
Well, he used for that time in that era, he was a little risque.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but you know.
For that time, because he was kind of a dirty old man.
He be
Oh,
put
yeah,
in
oh,
jail
yeah, he
right now
was.
Today, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's some lines in there that are woohoo.
Oh yeah.
He was always hitting on the ladies.
Oh yeah.
I tell you,
Well, think about Johnny Carson.
George Fenneman. Oh, was awful.
Oh yeah. He would get after Judge Fetterman.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
But, you know-
Fetterman, yeah.
Yeah, they were funny guys, though, the three brothers there.
Oh boy, they were. Harpo never talked.
Never talked, but the guy was super intelligent.
Here's the kicker. Can you name all the brothers?
He could play the harp.
There's like
and,
5.
What's his name? Chico, he played the piano.
Right.
Yep. Oh, they're great
And
musicians.
well.
Yes.
Can you name all 5 brothers?
Gummo, Zeppo, Groucho, Chico, and Harpo.
You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Gumbo.
Where's Gummo come from?
Groucho's real name was Julius.
Right, Julian. Yeah. Well, where did Gummo come from?
Well, they came from Germany. as
No.
far
Where
as
did
I
the
know.
name? Where did the name come from?
I don't know.
He was a cop. He was a gumshoe.
Yep.
Hey,
That's
what?
where
I
it
didn't
came.
know that.
That's where it came from.
All their names had a relation to something. Groucho got the name because he was always grouchy.
Yep.
Hey, here's another
He
piece
was
of trivia.
a funny guy, though. He really
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah.
You know what Harpo's real name was?
I knew, but I can't remember.
No, what?
Adolf.
Is it really? Oh, that's hysterical. Oh, that's too funny. Well, they were Germans.
Adolf Marx, yeah.
Yes.
Adolf Marx.
Yeah, they're Jewish.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I just thought I'd call and let you know.
Great to hear from you, Tommy.
Yeah, that was a good show. All right,
Oh,
you guys
It's an
take care.
excellent show. Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.
Right. Yeah, you know, those comedians back then were just
Oh.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Watched Laurel and Hardy. I watched a movie with 2 actors that played Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, in a remake of a movie. unbelievable. They were so much. They looked so much like him, and they had the ways, everything. They had. Oh my
with,
God!
John C. Reilly.
I don't remember the name.
Recent movie with Lauren Hardy.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly and another guy, a British actor.
They were so good. Do you remember when Abbott and Costello had their daily TV show?
Oh, I used to love that show.
With Mike the Cop?
You can't find that show.
No.
Because I think probably because they got too many copyrights on it or something. Because if you go to Prime TV, I watch a lot of Prime TV, and they got a lot of these old shows. They got a lot of Abbott and Costello stuff, but not the TV shows.
That was awesome.
That was one of the greatest
I
shows.
I always loved the line with Mike the Cop.
Yeah.
Mike, you're a public servant, right? Yeah. Why don't you go get me a glass of water?
Yeah.
Chase him down the road.
It was one of the funniest shows.
One of the best ones I ever saw Costello do was he was working in the pharmacy, well, whatever you call it at the time, the corner store.
Yeah.
And the 5 kids come in and want
The
50
candy
cents
store.
worth of licorice.
Yeah.
And he gets on the ladder and he goes up and he gets to get the kid 50 cents worth of
Remember
licorice.
that one?
And
Yeah.
he takes it back upstairs. He says, "What do you want?" 50 cents worth of licorice. And he goes over and he
goes
gets it
back
back upstairs and he puts it down and he puts it back upstairs. He sits next to a kid. "What do you want?" 50 cents worth of licorice. And he goes back up and he gets it down and you could see him getting angry. And he says to the kid, "Do you want 50 cents worth of licorice?" "Nope." Puts it back upstairs. "What do you want?" "I want $1 worth of licorice." And he chases them all.
Yeah.
Just the simple things.
Yeah.
It's like Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
Remember the
Johnny
things that he
Carson
got
was really
suspended
good.
for?
Oh.
He was really good. It's really funny too.
And today would be nothing.
Nothing. Oh, I watch that. I catch that at late at night once, when I'm doing paperwork or whatever. I'll put the 2 Broke Girls.
Yeah.
It's filthy.
Oh.
They don't have anything today.
Johnny Carson would have been suspended if that went on.
And look at they're dropping F-bombs and they just beep it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That would never happen with Carson.
No. Do you remember when he had Arnold Palmer's wife on?
I heard about that. I can't remember.
The line is, he says to her, "How do you give Arnold, luck?" She says, "I kiss his balls." He says, "Well, I bet you that makes his putter rise."
Yeah, I remember that.
And he gets suspended.
Yeah.
He gets suspended.
Yeah.
Just all of that.
I actually have on tape, reel to reel, Tiny Tim's wedding on
Johnny Carson. I remember
Johnny
that.
I think
Tim?
Yeah.
Really?
Got married
Tiptoes
on
through the
Johnny
tulips.
Carson.
Really? He was a little
Did you know what
interesting.
it's going to happen
Oh,
is they're
yeah.
going to start making movies of these guys
Yep.
because they just made the movie of Mr. Rogers,
Yes.
Yeah.
which is Tom Hanks.
Does he look like him?
He does.
Oh my God! I
They
looked
did
at it
a
and I said,
hell of
it looks exactly like him.
Hell of a job.
Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, on Johnny Carson was when they had the conversation with. He always did the war movies, and they asked him. I can't remember the guy's name. Older actor, and they said, everybody there was a controversy because it came out that he would be buried in
Arlington.
and he said, and people said, why does because he was in war movies, and he said, no, I was. I have a
He
Bronze
was in the
Star.
war.
A Bronze Star.
Yeah.
And he said, but I wasn't as good as my sergeant who saved 60 people or 50 people or something like that. He said, well, who was that? Bob Keachin.
Yep.
Bob Keachin was
Captain Kangaroo.
Oh yeah. That's
Why
right.
did and it comes up, why did what's his name Mr. Rogers
Rogers
wear sweaters, cover the tattoos from when he was a Navy SEAL. And these are all going to come out. They're going to come. They're doing the historical stuff now.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's good. That's a good thing. Look back a little bit. The kids are forgetting now.
They don't have a
know.
clue.
Yeah.
They don't have a clue.
But think about it. Look at all the information is at their fingertips,
Oh yeah.
and they don't have.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Information. Yeah. Because you could go on YouTube and watch all of that stuff.
Yeah.
know?
It's
Oh, yeah. Prime TV got all the old Jackie Gleason shows.
oh, the honeymooners.
Honeymooners.
Oh my God.
You know that Harper wrote a book.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Called Harper Speaks.
Yeah.
Did he
He
really?
never spoke in public,
Yeah.
but in reality, he's a brilliant man, and spoke very well. But that was his thing. He was supposed to be mute.
But who the hell would ever think somebody would be playing a harp in a TV show?
I know.
And they fit it
In the movie.
and he was phenomenal at it.
Oh, they
Yeah.
were crazy good. Piano. Chico was incredible.
Yeah, and the piano.
But that's how he learned. He learned just with one hand when he learned to play piano.
No kidding.
Yep.
He was
Like,
amazing.
Just a one hand.
You know, they all had extreme talent.
Yeah.
I mean,
Crazy.
And they only got like a half a dozen movies,
Yeah.
but they're all great. But
Very
The,
gifted.
the lines and the
I know. I mean,
Yeah, they got
just
some-
hysterical.
Have
Yeah.
you ever seen the scene where the Groucho is he's got the nightgown on and he stands in front of the mirror and
Yeah.
Harpo's on the other side?
yeah, and he moves exactly like them.
Yep.
And Harpo does a 180 and a 360. He does the whole the whole time.
Yeah.
And Harpo doesn't do it. He just goes.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, the talent back then.
Hilarious. Oh,
And it's funny because I talk about it all the time because my son-in-law, nobody's making new movies. They're
No,
just
they're doing
bringing
all
back
remakes.
all remakes because the it's not being done.
There's no idea.
And I can tell you right now, you can take all these horror movies and throw them in the trash.
no
In the trash.
creativity.
It's crap.
Yep.
I now they're making fun of them on commercials. You know, like we there's we'll hide in the
Oh, yeah,
cellar.
yeah, yeah.
We'll hide in the
Yeah, the
attic.
Geico
What
commercial.
about why don't we take the the running car? No, let's hide behind the chainsaws.
You always make bad movies, horror movies.
Right. You're awful. Just awful.
I mean, it is. It really is. I mean, some of the movies that come. I mean, the only movie right now I'd like to see is Midway.
Midway. Oh, that's a war one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that about? Like
Well,
Pearl Harbor?
about the Battle of Midway.
Midway.
Important. That was the battle that turned things around
Right.
with the war on Japan.
Oh yeah.
That was the turning point.
Huh.
And the reason Midway Island is a little bit north of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Midway because it's actually midway to Asia from the U.S. And they found out the Japanese were going to attack Midway because they were listening to them. And they had decoded the Japanese messages. But they didn't know where it was because they used a code name for the island. So here's what they came up with. They knew the Japanese were listening to the American communications too.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent out a false communication saying that they had a problem with their water supply on Midway. And when the Japanese talked about it, saying that the island that they were talking about had a problem with water, they knew right away they were talking about Midway.
Oh.
So then Halsey was able to bring the battleships in, the fleet in, to be able to combat them. And that was a battle that neither one saw one another, their ships. It was all done by aircraft.
Wow.
Big battle, huge battle, and I want to see that.
I always remember my father and my uncles talking about Pearl Harbor
Yeah,
because they literally were at a Giants game.
yeah.
And it came over the loudspeaker
Oh, it's the
that
same way-
the
way-
Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
And then we were going to war. And they all went, well, we're going to go.
Yeah,
Where the hell is Pearl Harbor?
yeah.
They
Nobody
didn't even
knew.
know where the hell it was.
No,
They didn't know what Pearl Harbor was.
nobody thought anything about it.
No.
In fact, you'd have a hard time getting the military back then because a lot of guys wanted to go in, but they only took so many because the budget was limited. And we had Stanley Thomas that lived right here in Rockdale, lost his life in Pearl Harbor. He's still at the bottom of on the Arizona. Yep.
Next war is going to be with Mexico.
It is a
That could
mess down
happen.
there.
That could happen.
That
You know,
is a mess.
In
It's
I think
cartels, man.
it was 1912.
That's a
Pancho
serious-
Villa came into New Mexico and killed probably a half a dozen people in town in New Mexico near the border. Pancho Villa.
Yeah.
He was actually trying to create war with the Mexican government because he wanted to take over. But because of that, they sent the U.S. cavalry in
Mm-hmm.
with I forget now what the hell I can forget his name. Like my own, the General Pershing, General Pershing, and with him was a Lieutenant Patton.
Patton. Oh.
Lieutenant Patton.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Eisenhower was there.
Oh, wow.
Omar Bradley, all the generals from World War II had gone in with them. They were MacArthur,
Wow.
McCarthy.
yeah, because the armies were small.
Yeah.
And they went in. They chased Pancho Villa all over Mexico, but never got him. And they went in as a cavalry.
But they must know. They must know where some of these people are.
Well, I'm sure they know more now than they did back then.
Yeah.
With what better communication.
Because when they said
But we didn't ask permission then. Pershing just went in.
Yeah.
They didn't get a hold of the Mexican embassy and say, "Hey, we're gonna go." No, they just went.
when Trump said they were gonna try to get rid of ISIS, they went in this island. One of the things that they did, I don't know if you saw this island that they just destroyed. So because they knew they were there. I mean, they bombed that island to oblivion.
That's too bad.
It's quite a sight to see. There's some serious bombs. I mean, the entire island. But they know. So regarding the cartels, they must know where some of the
Hey.
people are.
What's coming across this border through Mexico is insane.
Oh,
It's where all your heroin's coming from. All your cocaine.
my feeling is now marijuana is legal in 40 states or something. It used to be tremendous traffic of marijuana heading north across the Mexican-U.S. border. Now, you know what it's doing? Marijuana is going south across the U.S. border in Mexico because they grow a better quality legally.
right?
Yeah. So, maybe we ought to just not,
Get them all stoned.
let them have the drug they want. They're going to use them anyway,
Mexico's going to build a wall.
and we'll make the drugs and tax it.
It's just awful.
Really. I mean,
It's just nuts.
It's pretty bad.
I don't want to say, I hate drugs. I don't want anybody on heroin. I think they're making a big mistake. On coke, marijuana, well, hey, if you can stick with that, that's not too bad. But anyway,
But you also got meth.
yeah, you got meth.
You got. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the other stuff. I don't get into that
Oh,
stuff.
you got Molly. You got meth. You got all of these crazy roofers.
Yeah.
You got all this crazy crap that they can make. The problem that you have is these people are stupid, and not stupid. They're hooked on this crap, so they'll stick anything in their arm.
Yeah,
But they're cutting it with fentanyl.
that's the big one.
And what happens is when you cut it, it's not like they're mixing it in a special mixer that mixes it evenly.
Right.
You could get all fentanyl, all heroin, or a little bit of both, and the fentanyl, say goodbye.
Yep.
Even in the air, you're done.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of that fentanyl is coming from China to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, from China. Like I say, if you manufactured it here and you made and the quality conditions like they're doing with the marijuana,
That stuff is deadly, though.
No thanks. No, we don't need the drugs here
but
because people get on drugs. Their whole life is based on the next high,
oh, I know.
and they don't care how they get to the next high.
Right. I mean, that's the homeless situations. When they cleaned them up in Austin, they're picking up needles left and right. We get them over here.
Sure you do. Absolutely. And these idiots want to put shooting galleries in. So a place where you can go to shoot with a nurse there. Okay, so now we're going to pay for a building. We're going to pay for a nurse or a practitioner round the clock, and then who's going to clean that up? You're going to have people come in and clean.
And
Come
you can't
on.
tax them because they have no money.
Right.
Hey,
Just
we got to go.
Hey, look at that.
We'll see you tomorrow night. My guest is Jeannie Hebert. We're going to talk about the upcoming annual meeting of the
Jeannie
Blackstone
Hebert, okay.
Valley Chamber. Okay, I had another guest last night for tomorrow night, but they canceled at the last minute.
Uh-oh.
So I'm booked now until the end of the year.
Good for you.
All right, so we'll see you next week on Town Talk, and we'll see you tomorrow night on About the Valley.